Hey guys, we'll begin in a minute. Hey guys, just getting set up. Sorry, starting late today. All right. Okay. That's a lot of me. Hopefully that's a lot of me. Hopefully we didn't go backwards. Let's make sure that we're working today and then we'll go from there. Apologies for the super late start. That was not my intent. And let me just check this out. I want to take a bunch of questions today. I wanted to yesterday and then we went off the rails with some stuff. So, oh, good. We're back to the black box. Back to the black box. Fantastic. Okay. So I'm not going to even pay attention to why I'm back to the black box. We're just going to go and we're going to roll with, we're just going to roll this way. We're going to roll with no bonding today. I have no idea. Not a clue, man. One day I turned it on, it works. Next day it doesn't. Let's do questions today. I'm sure I'll get a ton of them. So let's just jump into it. NVIDIA, let's just go. What's up, DP? So, yeah, I mean, it went exceptionally well. He entered in a completely new market that he has not been in before. Let me go right into that, and we'll go from there. We'll just jump into questions today. I really want to take a lot of questions today. It's been lax. Let me shut this one other door in here because I can hear the echo. So let's get into NVIDIA. I think you're going to bounce all around today. I think if people need to take a second and really look at what he put together and then go from there. That's kind of where my head is with it. You know, that's really where my head is with it. I don't think that I really don't think that people understood what he presented last night. I think they're like, oh, what am I going to do with this? You know, it reminds me of when someone else like put a little product together and nobody thought, you know, it was going to be a big deal, and now everybody has one. So I think you're going to bonk all around about it. I think you're going to have a lot of the short-term guys that are just going to sell it down and like sell the news. And I'm not going to lie, it's fine with me. But, you know, I would think that you're going to see some buying in this over the next day or two. That's where my head is with it. I could be wrong, but that's where my head is with it. You know, they have an entirely new market right now from what they released last night, and I don't think a lot of people understand it. So they're going to get it in about 6 to 9 months. But I do think that it's something that you could see rally and people not understand it. You could also just have retail just blow it out because they have YOLO options, right? And then maybe it trades back down, retest that 50 level, and kind of goes from there. But I do like it. Yeah, you're seeing a ton of that stuff. You're seeing it over and over again. I mean, you can just see these liquidity grabs, right? Congrats on actually applying this stuff that we go over here and doing something with it. You know, that's really cool to say. I appreciate you saying something. That's why I go over this stuff. You know, I really want people to get what it takes to be successful at this. You got to use your brain, man. That kind of stuff is just, as someone likes to say in our room, absolutely glaring. Once you start seeing that stuff, you can't not see it. It actually becomes like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Like that was right there and they got me. And then you get all annoyed. You're like, oh, I got stopped out, or oh, I got undercut, or it literally is like, oh, it's like wet dog. I don't know how else to explain it. It's disgusting. So I don't know, but yeah, they're all over the place now, man. So, and congrats to you for recognizing that, and congrats to you for doing something with it. So that's really cool to hear. It's actually why I do a lot of this. You know, I find it extremely rewarding to watch people get better. It's a lot of fun, actually. You know, it really is. So I don't know how else to say it. Give me 1 second. I'm doing that trade. You know, there's a lot more to this than just, oh, look at VWAP. Like, okay. So anyway, but congrats, dude. What's up, brother? Q, yes, they both look great. Possible meta. Yeah, I'm way off on meta. Again, I'm waiting for that to like pull back, and you know, I'm waiting for it to pull back, and I've got about as much chance of that happening as Giselle actually returning one of my phone calls, right? So I really like the move that they did with Dana White, and I don't think people get it. but he's going to be a media company. So I think that's where they're going. I think that's where Meta's going with this. Like Meta TV. God, what a stupid name, Meta. So dumb. Changed his whole name for the metaverse. What a dumb thing. It's crazy. It shows you how you can make just really stupid choices and then still be like ultra successful, right? I mean, just such a stupid name. God. Anyway, at least he rebounded from it. You know, you don't hear about the metaverse anymore. So, but I think that's where he's going with it, a media company, and then we'll go from there. And we'll see how this plays out. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm chasing it here. I think the move with Dana White was brilliant, personally. Everyone's a Republican now. It shows you how much they really believe in anything. All right, 10-year bond auction. What do you got for me? I think you have to look at a lot of the economic data this week and watch what it does. You have some econ data this week, man, and you got to watch it. Specifically tomorrow and Friday, you're going to have to watch it. For time's sake, I'm not going to get into it all since I started late. But you really need to pay attention to that data this week and watch how that's going to play out. You know, you really do, and go from there. But I can't stress that enough. Like, you really need to pay attention to it. Yeah, I think Bears are about to have a really bad month, frankly. I don't know about today, but they're about to have a really bad month, in my opinion. I do want to go through these names that you brought up because I do see these names turning. Like SMR, I do see this stuff starting to turn. See it? So you are definitely starting to rally a little bit there. That whole space is on fire. You know, I did a couple little trades here on this and this yesterday. You know, I'm having a hard time chasing until I see what happens here. But my sense of it is that, you know, this stuff's going to work pretty well now. And I also think that people need to take a look at this and just understand that I don't know if you would have seen a merger like this 2 years ago. I really don't. And I don't think people are getting that yet. Like, and I know they're like, oh, it's devices, a striker, whatever. I don't know, man. Not with who you had at the FTC, and you're gonna have all different people now, and they know that. So I think you're gonna see more mergers and acquisitions like this kind of stuff. And I know people are like, well, what do I do with it now? It's not just about this name. It's understand that those companies that were trading at a discount to cash that people didn't want to buy because they didn't want to deal with the former administration. I don't care about your politics. I'm just telling you, now they're going to want to do mergers. They're not going to blink an eye about it, so which is good, in my opinion. The Google yesterday, I thought that was kind of interesting how JP Morgan was all over it. Look, this is relatively simple, and I'm not really crazy about this kind of move, but if you are out there and you like Google and you like what's going on with it, and this is like, oh, I got to get involved, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, there's literally nothing wrong with thinking like that, right? I personally think you have to look at this and go, okay, this is just my standpoint on it. Go, okay, do I really want to buy this up here? I don't know. I don't know. I had more interest in it when I thought that they were going to get broken up, and I don't think they're going to now. So I don't know that this is the one. I think they have a lot of problems. I noticed it even from an ad perspective. I'm so sick of clicking on a website and getting all these stupid pop-ups. Like, it's just crazy. And then you're like, oh, you could use an ad blocker. Yeah, sure. You know what else I can use? A different browser. Like, it's an issue. They're going to have to do something with it. So, and I can use a different search engine. They're going to have to do something there, and I don't know what it is. Hopefully they'll figure it out. But I even noticed myself, like, oh, I just have a question. I used to be able to go to Google and type in and search. And now it's just like ads and ads and ads. And then they give me what they want to give me versus what I'm looking for. Then I have to still search. You go to Chat GPT and you type in a question, you get an answer. Like if you can type in an objective question, you will get an objective answer. Like what do I need? What do I need that for? So I don't know how they're going to combat this yet. They're sickly brilliant. I'm sure they have a plan. And we'll see what that plan is. But I don't know. I don't know that I need to pay up here. I was surprised JP Morgan was so positive on it. Oh, you're in Fort Myers. Fort Myers is booming. You know what else is booming? Jacksonville. I was looking at numbers last night, migration numbers. Jacksonville is booming. So is Orlando, which I don't get. I do, but I don't. Yeah, Albino. Yeah, I think that you have to start looking at those kinds of names. You have to stick with the big caps. I don't know if this holds or if it doesn't hold the root. I don't have a clue. I don't know that I want to play this. The FUBU, and you know, is this going to move? Is it not going to move? I mean, apparently Disney's involved and everyone's giddy because Disney's involved. I don't fully understand it. Maybe Disney's going to do something with them. Great. You know, there's too much money. I'm going to be blunt. There's too much money to be made for me in these large cap names to play around with this stuff. Like, I don't want to put on any kind of size in this crap and then just have them issue a secondary or just have, you know, get FUBU'd in here. Like, it's just not worth it to me right now. And I don't know how that sounds. If it sounds like I'm better than it, I guess I am. I don't want to do it, man. Like, I see them moving. I don't think they're worth your time. And it does mean that I could miss one. Like, I'll give you a great one. Like, some dude was all over me. I don't think he listens to these. I think he's just out there. He's in the room. But like, this dude was all over me here at like $4 to buy this. And then, you know, I'm buying it in here and paying up for it. But I understood the story then. I'm not saying you can't kill it with these names, but like when you're looking at stuff like this, and this is what I always tell people when they're playing like these smaller guys, is this something that you could kill it? Like, could you kill it on this? Could this be the thing that turns it around? So like, I bought this one, right? And I'm just telling you how I think. You should think how you want to think. But this is how I've made money over like decades. So and I've learned because I used to play them all, like especially when I first started back in the day. But like, you see how you popped over here? All right. This is an area where I got interested and I didn't do anything about it. Popped up, pulled back, and I got involved. And I just left it on. Like, I sized it and said, no, I like the story. I like the theme. This is where it's going. So I've been in this thing. I've had it buried forever. I've done nothing with it, like literally nothing. And if you can get behind, you know, this is going to get way out there for pre-market, but like, if you can get behind and understand the macro and the fundamental, yeah, I'm going there. I'm drawing a stool, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock this morning. It's happening. There it is. Boom, just happened. And if you can understand this aspect of it, that's a long stool. You're going to need friends. So like, if you can get your head around this part of it and then how this part might affect it. So like, if you take a look from November 7th on, like why did that happen? Because Trump's going to be all about Space Force and what we're going to do in space. Like, he's going to be all about it. And now he's got Elon, who's like, yay, space, right? So these types of companies, all this stuff, and then go look at what Indonesia is doing, like right now with Indiosat and what's going on over there. Like, all this stuff, this is where it's going. So like that kind of thing, those smaller kind of names, that makes sense with me. You know, looking at FUBU, who's probably in some kind of like really crappy financial situation and needs money, and Disney's going to act like its savior. The last thing Disney saved was Star Wars, right? George Lucas, $4 billion. How'd that go for us? Not very well. So keep that in mind. Could it work? Yeah, man. I mean, the guys that were trading in the room yesterday, you know, they paid $4 for it, 4 and change. It's at 570. They're killing it, right? They're absolutely killing it. But it's just not. It's not my wheelhouse. It's just not. What's up, brother? Yeah, I'll tell you where I buy Vici. So I have a standing order on this, and I'll show you exactly where it is. And I never really get it. I get it every once in a while, but what I do is this with it. And I'll tell you why I do it this way, Jacob. And if you do this, you just will not you will not lose money. Like I just hate to be that like blatant about it, but if you go and look at Vici and you go, what's the book value? And the book value is $25, right? So the book value of the company is $25. So if you go out there and you just go, okay, when this thing gets to $25, you will see this. And it always, like, it didn't get here, but it got here. When this thing gets to 25, I mean, if you want to pay up, like here, 26, that's book value, okay? They own, like this was this was insane. And I'll tell you why you want to do it with this company, like why this one. They own the top 10 places in Vegas. Like you can't even replicate what they own. You can't even replicate it. So as far as getting a dividend, yeah, man, whenever this thing pulls back to book value, like stuff like this, if you're not buying it at book value, like you're literally able to buy the strip at book value, and they're not making another strip. Like it's not going to happen, right? It's just not. So yeah, I do think there's something to it. Yeah, you need to buy it for the dividend. That's why you're buying it. So I like buying it at book value. It does happen. Sometimes you have to wait a year. And I just put like, I'll just do this with it. Like I'll just go, okay, well, there it is. So like there's 25.60, right? I've got there a couple times, bonk, bonk, bonk. I'll just drop an alert and leave it there. And you can see I'm not the only one that's doing this, right? Like everybody's doing it because they know you can never go and buy like the next MGM building. It's like there's not a lot next to it where you can go and develop it. So it's just like one of those things, man, you buy and you leave alone. And you go back to how it started and how they they keep acquiring stuff. And yeah, 100%. And this will be one of those things that just keeps grinding and making more money and money over time. Like it just is. So is it 8:55 already? Jesus. All right, let's keep going. I want to take more questions because I started late and I apologize. HBSC. I don't think we're going to get a bunch of people that want to do that one. Let's go through some more questions here. I don't really understand the European banks and why they're doing so well, but they are. But they're just killing it, even though the country's not. I don't really understand it, but they are. They're killing it. Absolutely killing it. I remember it breaking here. I remember when it was broke here like a year and a half ago, and I'm like, oh, I should just buy this. Forget it. Look at it, up 50% from there. It's crazy. And let's just keep going. See where we're at. They crushed. They crushed this time, right? I don't know. Who knows? But it crushed. And I think you have to look at it that way. And the question becomes now, what do you do with that? I don't have an answer, man. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it up here. There's certain names I love that look great, that look like they're ready to like break out and rip. This is one. Like some of these names look like they're going to explode. I truly don't think that people understand how the consumer could be, how good the consumer can look in 6 months here. I don't think people get it yet. I don't know if that's the one. Just because of housing, but I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the one. It could be. It could be. Make sure you get the higher high. You see what I'm saying? Like, see how this got to it, tested, all-time high close, higher high. Like this did it, right? This did what you wanted it to do. Like that broke out real clear. So I like that. But I don't know if I do Williamson Sonoma. What's up, Cap? I think so, yeah. Let's go through them. No. I won't touch any of this, Cap. I won't go near them. Yeah, I actually think it's going a lot higher, personally. But I don't think people get it. So I think you have to look at the other side of it. I think you have to look at the personal side besides the business side of it. I think in our lifetime, NVIDIA goes through antitrust. That's what I think is going to happen with it. I think you're probably a decade away from it, at least, but I think it's going to go through antitrust at some point. Bro, we dojied that webcam today, big time. Do I think Taiwan Semi will fade? No. No, I don't. Boo. Why's it got to fade? I'm long. What have I ever done to you? So angry. I don't think it'll fade, brother. I definitely don't think it's going to fade. I think you have to just go look at the news cycle that probably just started and that people don't even have a clue that it started last night. That's what I think you have to do. Does that look like it's going to fade? No. Guys, I have I usually have like 20 swing trades on or something like that and out there right now. I think we have, I'll tell you how many swing trades I have on right now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I added 2 yesterday. So I have 5 on and 3 long-term ideas. And out of the long-term ideas, it's ASML, right, that we're up 75 on. And the other one's Taiwan Semi, and we're up 20 on. So nah, man, I don't think it's going to fade. I think you're entering a cycle. I think you're beginning. I want to be real clear about this. I think you're beginning a new cycle in semiconductors. I think you're at the beginning. I don't think you're at the end. God, imagine being Warren Buffett and selling that at 80. People still think he's a genius. Okay. I like poking at Warren Buffett. It bothers people. Do you read IBD? When I used to get it, yes, they won't deliver it where I am for whatever reason. Miami won't read the IBD or have it delivered. I have no idea why, but I will get that. I like a physical paper. Mick Ultras. Ultras. I'm not drinking Ultras. Beer? Oh, God. Corn syrup? Fructose corn syrup? No, we'll drink Japanese whiskey. Don't worry, Cal. We'll get you there, Cal. Happy Tuesday, Lisa. The RKLD, I think, is going to go. I do. I think you're going to get that kind of little juke. Here's what's crazy about this market, right? Look at this SYBR. Up, down, I'm waiting for the gravestone. They call them gravestones for a reason because they bury people. And then boom, look, right? So then you look at this. They're playing with people, man. It's not nice. Oh, we're breaking out. Yay. And then bam. So just watch that. Watch that bar. I don't know. I just, the biggest problem I had with that last night, that entire presentation, was that new shiny leather jacket. That was my biggest problem with it. What's up, Alex? That jacket was too much. I can't even pull that jacket off. I don't know. I don't have any volume. I need some volume there. I don't know, man. I mean, what are you thinking? I mean, you look at the Reuters, Thomson Reuters index. Do you look at this? Watch. I don't know, man. I keep looking at this going, what's moving? I have to go through it because here's copper. There's gold, right? Here's the Widowmaker, silver. So what's moving? Natural gas? Right? That always works out so well when I go long natural gas. Might as well just write a check to St. Jude. So, I mean, what's moving? Is it the lumber names? Maybe it's lumber. Maybe I got to look at lumber futures, right? Because like you can see that I'm just doing it in line form because it's easier to understand, right? I mean, you see this, right? So it's like, okay, is this where I should be looking? Like right here, should I be looking at lumber? It's interesting, man, because I keep waiting for it. Like I keep looking at like, like what am I buying? Like here, look at Lynn. Like really? You want to get involved? Like why? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to tear that thing apart and go through it. I see them. I don't get it. I mean, now the one thing I will say is XLE bottomed. Okay, so XLE did bottom. So you have crude, which is breaking out. So I mean, you have that. Right. I mean, that's definitely breaking out. Like you can all see that. You don't need me for this, right? Like you'll get that. Oops, that's bad. But you get that, right? And now you just got to make the higher high to confirm it. So I'm sure you all saw that. You probably saw this too. The undercut, the rally. Now you're back over. So, yeah, man, I don't know. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Supposed to go live at 8:15. Today was just a disaster. The gym I go to moved, and so I had to go figure that out. I got up at like 5:30, and then I don't know, the coffee shop I usually go to, they weren't open. I had to go to another coffee shop. It was a whole nightmare. Today was a nightmare so far, but I'm back on track. It should start at 8:15, and like it should start religiously at 8:15, and it has not been, and that's on me. That's literally everybody's problem. Like literally everybody's problem is they don't have enough NVIDIA. I don't think people get it yet. Well, by sustainable, like why is it going up, right? So why is that going up? There's no revenue. Why is it going up? What do you mean is it sustainable? It doesn't have revenue. It could trade at 7 as well as trade at 30. There's no revenue. So what are you trading? You're playing musical chairs. Just understand it. Understand what you're doing and just do it. Okay? You're buying the future. Like nuclear energy is not coming for 5 years. You're 5 years out on these companies from real revenue. So sustainable. Yeah, you got some bond auctions today. Oracle, let's do it. What's up, Bam? It looks awful. So it looks absolutely awful. So I wouldn't go near it until we settle down. I really wouldn't go near it until it settles down. I like when it has earnings like this and does bad because it means next quarter I have a shot at making money again. It goes through cycles like this. See this December here? December 23, say it. Okay. And then beats, right? Oh, December 24, missed. All right. So what you're always looking for when you look at this stuff, brothers, you're always looking for patterns, right? You're always looking for patterns. If you go here and look at December, it was down. If you go through these other quarters, up, this one was down. But what we're looking for are patterns. Okay. There's a reason this happens at the end of every quarter. There's a reason for it. So I know, isn't that a great look? CELH. I'm not crazy about that. I don't think. I don't know. This is what all the hoople heads are looking at, right? I mean, you can. I don't know. Why can't you buy this one? I think X is the worst name. That's a good question. What is a worse name, Meta or X? I actually think X is a worse name because Meta, at least people are talking about, right? We'll discuss it. Where X, we just literally refuse to call it X. Like we just refuse to call it X. I should have changed it to IG. Totally. Oh, I think Canadian banks will probably do really well today. You know, that's really very good. And I don't know why. I got to go through those. What is that? Toronto Dominion, is that it? They trade here too, right? They should go nuts today. They got that guy out. The communist is gone, right? So I would look for U.S. companies that have ties over there because you're 100% right. I would watch this today. Yeah, and I would look at other companies that have huge holdings over there. That's a really good idea, man. That's a really good idea. Canadian banks. I have to go look at them all. It's coming. It's not going to be here. You look at Arete. I have no idea why this is up, brother. I don't have a clue why this is up. I would need to know the story. Other than that, I'm not really adding value. From a technical standpoint, I don't like all the wicks, and I don't like the volume sloping and dropping down. People are losing interest, not gaining it as it goes higher. See it? So, like, I'm not a fan of that. See that? It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just telling you I'm not a fan of that. And I don't know the story. Yeah, it's just a beast, dude. No, it's just like, I don't know why he thinks he could pull that off if I can't pull it off. That's my point. That jacket was ridiculous. Adobe, I'm not a fan. We can go over it. No. I shorted it here. I covered it here. I was a genius. Thank God I got out before all those capital gains. Whew. Look, he's going the wrong way with the product. The guy's going the wrong way of running the company. So they're a premium product or were a premium product, and they need to figure that out. Yeah, I think that the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac craze, every election cycle this happens, and everybody thinks that this is going to be the guy that's going to take them private. Like, you can literally go through it. Like, it was back here too, right? Like, oh, we got Trump. It's definitely going to go. And then, womp, 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 right? Like, oh, we got Biden. It's definitely going to happen. Womp, womp. Like, I mean, it's, go ahead. Like, just go look at every election. Oh, you know, we got Obama. It's definitely going to happen. Okay. Like, it's like every president. Oh, it's definitely, so ride it until it doesn't work anymore. Although Trump loves munching, so maybe it does happen this time. I don't know. Shop is interesting. Yeah, how does he know where we're going? Drones? I don't know. I don't know if I want to buy Skynet. I got to jump, guys. Trade to win today. Sorry for starting so late.